I'm going to tell you about the greatest mobile game that holds a dark secret. When you hear greatest mobile game, what do you think of, dear viewer? Subway Surfers? Jetpack Joyride? Foot Clinic ASMR Feet Care? Plants vs. Zombies? Perhaps even Fruit Ninja? Personally, the game that comes to my mind is none other than Office Jerk.
Hey, Apple!
What?
Knife!
Now that the creepy intro is out of the way, let's take a look at the store page for the hit game Office Jerk. Looking at the preview images here, you can tell that the developers are clearly some comedians here. They have hits such as, "What did the five fingers say to the face? I think he's got a nibble, and I wouldn't want to be that guy." It's funny. The description is also fairly the same, reflecting the same stupid humor as shown in the preview images. But you know what? Maybe someone in the reviews felt the exact same way about the game as I did when I was a little kid. Let's take a look.
I have always loved this game and there is nothing that I think is bad about it, although I think it would be awesome if there were more reactions, like when you break his computer screen and he turns around and laughs at you for not hitting him.
I think it would be funny if when he turned back around and started work again, he would freak out because his screen was broken. Just a small thing that would be cool.
Swag emoji.
Yeah, I think this review was made 2 years ago on this kid's 9th birthday. There are 3 other Office Jerk games, and their store pages are roughly the same as the last, with a few puns that I think you need to see for yourself. Find out who the wiener is. Dripping with excitement. Office Jerk gets a little crazy.
They did some arrow at the bottom.
Upon opening the game for the first time, you're greeted by at least 3 separate pop-ups asking to activate notifications. You accept 2 privacy policies, and you sign over your soul to the devil. For a mobile game released in 2011, it's unsurprisingly simple. You grab various office appliances and throw it at the jerk. Simple as. You can throw typical office appliances at him like cupcakes, staplers, bombs, cell phones, laptops, monitors, pencils, squids, you know, the usual office stuff. The interesting twist though is that every item in the game also carries unique animations of the jerk when thrown. The paper ball can land in his cup, or he could suffer a skull fracture by getting a monitor thrown at the back of his head. When discovering these animations for the first time, achievements are unlocked that can earn the player coins. These coins are then used to unlock new items that also carry new animations with them. So that's kind of the gameplay loop that this game offers. I remember having a blast playing this game as a kid. From the funny animations to the creative items and just living the life of someone harassing somebody in the workplace. I think this game holds up. I even had a blast playing it for this video. He slams his head on the desk. Oh, this is classic. Can we knock him out? Can we kill him? Man, if I was a little kid, I'd be losing my shit at this game. It's funny as hell.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Office Jerk Holiday Edition is pretty much the exact same premise as the last game. You once again accept the privacy policy and sign your soul over to the devil again, yada yada yada. Let's just get into the gameplay. And who would have guessed it's the exact same thing as last time. Makes you wonder why they made so many of these. The only difference is that it's styled differently, and there's this creepy little goblin that runs around the house. I don't know what his deal is.
Did you see it? On the left side of the doorframe, barely visible on camera, a white translucent mist like cloak slowly creeps into frame.
There is also yet another achievement system, this time styled as an advent calendar. These achievements yet again give you coins that can be used to unlock new items. Now let's circle back to the topic of why they made so many versions of this game. The original Office Jerk was released in 2011 and was developed by developers Fluik. The original game appears to have been downloaded by over 10 million people across both Android and iOS platforms, which sounds like a lot, but compared to other mobile games at the time, it really wasn't a whole lot. So honestly, it's no wonder that they decided to reskin it 4 times. So with this information in mind, I think it's easy to assume that the Office Jerk sequels are honestly no more than reskins. I'm not at all saying that the original is bad. It's more so that these quote-unquote spin-offs are a little bit lackluster. They have less items, less animations, and more time-consuming achievements to earn coins. But you know what? Maybe the developers just wanted to change the scenery rather than updating the original game continuously. Either way, It's more Office Jerk. Who's complaining? I still think the holiday one's fun. I like how you can see his cat in the background, and I like some of the new items. This was also my first time playing where I started to question the lore of this game.
It's like, what are we doing at his house? This game is stupid. I'm just starting to realize that these games are kind of stupid.
These are the 3 real rules to survive Ohio. Number 3, if you live in Ohio, never go into the woods looking for monsters. You'll find them.
Now on to Office Zombie. This game is once again more or less the same as the original. Except this time, the items are more brutal, which allows for some cooler animations. But other than that, this game really isn't different. It's the exact same achievement system, same premise. It's once again a reskin of the original, but is that really a bad thing? It allows the game to have more variety. I will say this is most definitely the best iteration of the original Office Jerk. There's a cool little thing where an anvil gets lowered over his head, you can cut it down. It's little interactive things like that make these mobile games fun. The lore implications of this game is interesting too. Like, why is he dead? And why does nobody talk about this game? It's perfect. Either way, I still had a blast revisiting this one.
I'm sorry for calling this the best mobile game ever made. It's not. I honestly just lied.
Why they saying you ate a treat if you ain't eat a treat from... Did you eat... I'm gonna ask you again. Did you eat a treat from right here? No. Alright.
Office Jerk Judged is easily the worst version of Office Jerk. It has microtransactions front and center and is littered with ads. Or at least the version I played did. I'm pretty sure I remember the original having ads too, but I may have been playing on an older version. But getting into the gameplay, this is the version of Office Jerk that has the least amount of items and arguably the most uninteresting. We got quite the exciting selection, such as a soccer ball, or underwear.
That's funny.
Or a medal. Yay. The boring items are paired up nicely with the even more boring animations, or should I say concerning animations. The animations in this version of Office Jerk consist of him breaking down and crying, and getting his eyes bruised and actually just being in pain. Like, who even is this guy? It seems like he's just doing his job. I think we threw a hot dog at him and made him cry. Compared to all the other ones, this is the most spin-off feeling Office Jerk. The other ones feel more like holiday sequels, but this one really just feels like we're following a different guy. And this inquiry got me theorizing.
We might just be like an annoying little kid. Oh my gosh. Game theory. Is Office Jerk the tragic tale of a man who lost his livelihood?
As I questioned the morality of my actions, the complete Office Jerk story came to light. With some help from the Office Jerk wiki, we are finally able to decipher the disturbing lore of Office Jerk. This is my theory. Nathaniel the Jerk works in a typical office setting. It's a mundane job, but it gets him rent for his apartment and food for his beloved cat. The original Office Jerk game takes place on Take Your Child to Work Day. Naturally, the office's boss brings his son to see his workplace. His son, the devious little bastard that he is, begins to torment Nathaniel the Jerk, simply because his father oversees him. This leads to countless injuries that the boss simply brushes off as to not criticize his son's ignorant actions. At the workplace Christmas party, Nathaniel the Jerk decides to host it in his apartment. The boss's son, seemingly always with his father now, continues to abuse Nathaniel the Jerk even in his own home. Nathaniel the Jerk, desperate to escape this abuse, finds no other job near the city he grew up in. This forces him to move and find a new job miles away. Now, with a new identity, Nathaniel the Jerk works as a judge at a local sports arena. He thinks he has found an escape until he feels a hot dog hit the back of his head. The son has followed him. It's seemingly all fun and games until the boss's son goes too far. After suffering severe brain damage, Nathaniel the Jerk dies at the hospital. He is now forced to forever experience his torment at the hand of his tormentor, now in the form of a regenerative zombie. Forced to experience this hell over and over and over again. So yeah, I would say that this game is pretty fun. I like throwing stuff at him.
The game would go viral, but look at this. It's
Office Jerk.